Hi everyone, my name is Aastha Jain and I am a psychologist and a PhD scholar. This is my YouTube channel where we talk everything about psychology. So today we are going to talk about a very interesting and a very Googled topic. We are going to understand how to make meaning of your dreams. So we are going to talk about what are dreams, why do we see dreams, and how to understand the meaning of our dreams. So if you are interested in knowing this, then please keep on watching. Okay, so what are dreams? Now, according to Freud, who was actually the father of psychoanalysis and actually the first person to think that our dreams could be decoded to understand as to what was troubling us. So, according to Freud, there were a lot of unconscious wishes, desires, and conflicts which are there in our mind. But our conscious mind is not ready to accept them for a variety of reasons. It might be due to shame, it might be due to denial, it might be any sort of cognitive dissonance, or maybe some other reasons as well. But because they are a part of us, our unconscious mind tries to tell it and bring those conflicts, wishes, and desires to the conscious mind through symbols, and those symbols are dreams. And this is why our dreams might seem very confusing to us, very weird to us, sometimes even absolute nonsense, but we always are curious to understand as to what our dreams mean. And if we are actually able to understand and interpret our dreams, then we actually understand as to why we are feeling a certain way, or if we are having any unconscious conflicts or desires which we are not able to address and acknowledge, but it is affecting our day-to-day waking life. So it is extremely important to understand the meaning of your dreams. If you are having any recurrent dreams, also if you remember them, it means that they were very weird, or they were very eminent, and it is really important to understand their meaning. Now, before we switch to actually understanding the meaning of dreams or how to interpret the dreams, it is also very important to address one very commonly asked question, and that is, some people say, I do not dream. Is it possible that I just don't have dreams ever? Well, this is not possible. All of us dream. Our sleep has 4 cycles. We basically categorize them as REM, rapid eye movement, or NREM, non rapid eye movement. Now, when we are in the REM state, we tend to remember the dreams that we see in those stages. But when we are in the NREM stage, we tend to forget the dreams because we enter a very deep stage of sleep. But for somebody who says that I do not remember my dream or I do not dream, that simply means that they are dreaming but they are not able to remember any dream. Is that something to worry about? Absolutely not. So, even if you are remembering a lot of your dreams, or if you are not able to remember any of your dreams, it is absolutely okay, because our brain is functioning properly even if it is not able to remember any dream, because a healthy concept or a requirement is to dream, which our brain and mind together will do. So it is okay if you are not able to remember your dream. You do not have to push yourself to make an effort to remember your dreams, but it is absolutely okay also if you are able to remember a lot of your dreams. Okay, now let's talk about the main topic, how to understand the meaning of our dreams. The first step in decoding and interpreting our dreams is to identify the main symbols of the dream. Symbols mean anything which we could identify in our dreams. So, a symbol could be an animal which you saw, a symbol could be a person that you saw, a symbol could also be the place where the dream was situated. So, the first thing that we have to do is to identify the main symbols in our dream. So, for example, hypothetically, I'm talking about a dream wherein I saw a cat, and that cat was sitting in my room on my bed. And when I saw it, I suddenly woke up, or this is all I remember about my dream. Now, it is equally important to understand that we are not talking in the terms of mythology over here, but we are talking in terms of psychology. In mythology, especially in the Indian mythology, the basic rule is that there are universal symbols which are involved, and also our dreams might be a window into the future events that might happen in our life. But when we look at it from a psychological perspective, the meanings are slightly different. So, psychology believes that the dreams are not a window to the future, mirror of our lives, but actually a window into the unconscious desires and conflicts and wishes of our mind. Right now, also psychology doesn't really believe that there are some universal symbols. Some researchers and some scholars in psychology do believe that, but when we're talking about basic dream interpretation and a very individual level based dream interpretation, one rule that we can follow is that there are no universal symbols. So if you are seeing a cat and if I am seeing a cat, maybe even same in color, then they might have two pole apart meanings. So, for example, if I am fond of cats and I really find them cute and I find them warm and I find them furry and very positive basically, but on the other hand, if you find cats negative, you do not like them, you are maybe even scared or petrified of them, then how can we think that a cat might be a symbol of similar things in our dreams? So maybe because my mind recognizes the fact that I am fond of cats and I associate a positive feeling with them, so my mind might be representing something positive and something that I feel comfortable with the help of a cat. But if you do not like a cat, so maybe your mind is trying to tell you about a conflict or something that you are not comfortable about or something negative through the symbol of cat in your dreams. So we cannot Google about the meaning of seeing a cat in my dreams, because seeing a cat might be absolutely different for you and for some other person. So whenever you are trying to understand the meaning of any symbol or any person or any animal in your dream, the first question that you have to ask yourself is, how do you exactly feel about that symbol? How do you exactly feel about that animal or place or human being? So if you feel positive about it, then it might be representing something positive in your life, and if you feel negatively about it, it might be representing something negative in your life. The next step that we have to do is we have to see the other symbols, we have to decode them similarly, and then we have to see what role are those symbols playing. So when going back to the previous example, a cat sitting on my bed, now I have to see if I was also present in the dream. If yes, was I happy to see the cat? Was I sad to see a cat? Was I relieved to see a cat? So what exactly was I feeling? Also, you can try to go a little deeper and try to understand what was I doing before seeing a cat. So maybe in my dream I was crying or I was feeling very upset, and suddenly I saw that a white furry cute cat is sitting on my bed and I feel relieved, and suddenly I wake up. So if I try to understand the meaning of this dream, it might be that something is bothering me, something is concerning me, and I am not able to deal with it, but my mind also recognizes the fact that there is something or somebody which is being represented by a white furry cat in my dream. There is something positive which is also giving me comfort in my waking life, and which is being represented by a cat. So this dream is not giving me a lot of meaning, but still, if you have this dream or if this kind of a dream, and you are very curious to know the meaning of it, then at least you have some clarity that okay, I am being concerned about something, I am being bothered by something, which I might have to take the help of a therapist, or I might have to sit and introspect to identify what it is. But also there is something which has the capacity to make me feel comfortable and make me feel better, and my mind is aware of it. Now, when we talk about universal symbols, first of all, what are they? So, universal symbols are some symbols which are believed to have a common and a very similar meaning for all of the human race. When we talk about some very prominent psychologists, even they believe in the existence of universal symbols. But when we talk about basic dream interpretation and very individual to individual dream interpretation, it is very safe to avoid the use of universal symbols. But there are some symbols, there are a few things and concepts which might provoke very similar kind of feelings and thoughts in all of the human race. So for example, if I talk about a terrorist attack, or for example I talk about somebody's death, so these are few incidences, or these are few situations which are expected to provoke a similar kind of a feeling in all of the human race. So if somebody is coming to you, or if you yourself are seeing a dream where somebody is dying, so that is very safe to say that this might seem as a negative event. This might seem a situation which is provoking a feeling of fear in an individual, obviously nobody will be happy to see death in their dreams or even in reality. So there are some symbols which might provoke similar concepts or similar feelings in all of the human race, but apart from these, we usually try to avoid the use of universal symbols in dream interpretation, especially if it is being done by somebody who's not a certified dream interpretation practitioner or somebody who's not a mental health professional. Some other things which help us to get more meaning out of our dreams are other information related to the dream, such as the frequency of the dream. How often does this dream come to you? What are there some recurring situations in the waking life which happen and then you see this dream on that particular night? So that also helps us to understand what might be triggering this kind of a dream, what situation, what feelings are being evoked by those particular situations because of which these dreams are coming. So that is also very important. The time approximately in the night when the dreams came, what were the feelings which were being experienced while dreaming, and how did the person feel when he or she woke up after seeing the dream. So when we have more information and when we have other situations related to somebody's life, somebody's life situations and somebody's stressors, triggers, we are able to make more meaning of the dreams. One very important tip if you really want to understand the meaning of your dreams is that when we wake up, we tend to forget more than half of the dream within half an hour after waking up. So it might be the case that when you wake up, the dream is very fresh in your mind and you remember a lot of things that happened and that appeared in your dream. But when you sit down to think about it 1 hour later on, or maybe after 2 to 3 hours, then you might realize that you've actually forgotten a lot of details about the dream. So you can practice something that we call dream journaling. As soon as you wake up, you can make a note of the dream that you remember. So in the night, we see approximately 4 to 5 dreams, but usually we remember one dream or at the max 2 dreams. So you can make a note of the dreams in as much detail as possible right after waking up. So if you do not have a pen or paper nearby, or if you don't want to do it, you can also write the dream in your notepad on the phone, and later on when you will see it, maybe in the evening or maybe in the night, then you will realize that the amount of information that you have at that moment is so less in comparison to what you have written right after waking up. So if you really want to understand the meaning of your dreams, it is important to have as much information about the dream as possible. So do make sure that you are writing your dreams right after waking up in as much detail as possible, so that even if you sit later on to understand the meaning of your dreams, or even if you want to discuss it with somebody else, you have a lot of information about them. And the last most important thing that I would like to say is that if you're having a lot of recurrent nightmares or a lot of recurrent weird dreams and dreams whose meaning you want to understand, and you are suffering from any kind of stress or any kind of life situations which are triggering you or maybe causing stress or anxiety in your life, then it is very, very much suggested that you see a mental health professional and you undergo therapy. Sometimes just understanding the meaning of dreams can be beneficial in order to bring to awareness the kind of issues that you are facing, but sometimes that might not be enough. You will only be able to understand the meaning of your dreams, which you might not be able to solve, or you might not be able to deal with the life situations effectively without therapy. Also, it is very difficult in order to make meaning of your dreams in isolation. So if somebody who's not aware about your life situations or something which is creating a mess in your life, and they try to sit and understand the meaning of your dreams, it might be very difficult for them. I'm pretty sure you know the reason by now. So if you're having any kind of stress, if you're suffering with any kind of symptoms of any kind of mental disorder, then do see a mental health professional. It is not a stigma. Thank you so much for sticking by and watching this entire video. I hope to see you in the next video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.